No joke right now, this guy is so goddamn racist.
Get over it. It's not real. It is not fucking real. Australia does not exist. It isn't real. Can't you delusional fucks get that through your thick skulls? It isn't real. It doesn't exist.
What does he mean? Like, what does he mean? What does he mean it doesn't exist? I'm living in Australia right now. Like, what the? So, I'm not real then either, because, like, I can touch the ground. I can feel it's Australia. I might not be living on the deserty part of Australia, but I'm living on Australia. Like, what do you think? I'm not dumb. This guy thinks I'm dumb. Look at this.
Get over it. It's not a real place. You janky-ass cunt weaves are really beginning to get on my nerves. You really are. You think that this nonsensical place actually exists?
Who does this guy think he is? Does he think he's tough? He's just a pathetic loser who has nothing else better to do, so he makes YouTube videos to waste everyone's time. You think I'm a government spy or something?
There's no proof that it exists.
Go laser beam.
There's no sense in thinking that it could ever possibly be a real place.
Oh my god, I'm a robot.
Yet you all still... Australia?
I'm a robot apparently.
No, it's not. It's not real. It's a fantasy. It's no more real than Narnia. Or Middle Earth.
Narnia? Which divide that by 0 is his brain?
Or that weird place where the Teletubbies live. Australia. It isn't a real place. You claim it was discovered by Captain Cook. You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds as legit as Captain Hook, as Captain Birdseye, and Colonel Sanders. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to anyone.
Captain Idiot's little brain, this guy right here.
A slight amount of rationality in their brain.
Wait, who does this guy think he is? Like,
It's
I'm not the only
nonsense
YouTuber.
to think that Australia could be a real place. Have you ever heard of anywhere else with so many deadly animals and
It's not all deadly. I've literally encountered 2 snakes in one day once, and they didn't attack me. And that was the only experience when I've ever encountered a deadly animal. And it was a brown snake too. So, Australia's not that bad. Seriously, guys. Do you believe this idiot? If anyone's delusional, it's him.
different things that are nowhere else in the world.
If anyone's snuggling cocaine, it's him.
They have spiders bigger than birds. How does that
And you have brains smaller than pebbles.
happen? It doesn't. That's what. That's the answer. It doesn't happen. It only seems to happen
This is him right now.
in Australia.
It doesn't happen.
Isn't real. If something doesn't exist, then you can make anything up about it. Oh, what's next? We're gonna have penguins that can fly.
I mean, we already have the flying fish.
Fat people who are fat just because of their genetics. The Cookie Monster.
Is he fat because of his genetics, or is he the Cookie Monster?
Cyberbullying. What's next? What are you going to pretend is real next? None of these things are real. But if Australia's real, then anything could be real. What?
Yeah, his mum could be real.
Oh my. If Australia is real, then what stops these other insane notions from being real as well?
Yeah, like his
If
brain.
some place as insane as Australia can exist, then anywhere can exist. Australia is not a real place. Get that through your thick fucking skulls before
Yeah, by the way,
you
guys,
get
just
any more.
ignore the cursing. I can't blur it out. But this is the most interesting
You don't
one.
know, you damn well should know. My name is Ragreynolds, and today I'm making a very serious video response. There is no joking in this video. This is not a comedy video like some of my other videos. I'm trying to get a serious message across here. I'm responding to someone who goes by the name of Laserbeam. Laser with two A's for some reason, because he can't spell apparently. But I'm going to call him Laser Tard. And this guy is delusional. He thinks he is from a place that he is not really from. He is clearly just drugged up.
I kind of knew he was going to say that. But look at himself. He looks bloodshot in his eyes. And it looks like he's just like crying. Because like no one believes him. Like,
And I need to explain some things to him. Because he does not seem to understand logic, reason. He doesn't like to actually look at facts. He ignores facts. He just...
Ignores fact, huh? Most of us don't speak like this, mate. And I don't know why I said mate. Yeah, anyway. Cricket! No, I'm joking. What's with this guy? Like, he thinks Laserbeam is delusional, all because he lives on a country.
Goes with his own experiences or mind because he can't stand to think that maybe something he believes might not be true. So today we're going to respond to a video he made. Roll the clip.
I don't know. Feels pretty real, eh? I don't know, man. CGI's getting pretty good. It could all be fake.
Let me explain something to you, Laser Tard. No.
Look at
You're not
himself.
CGI. There is no CGI. That is not what's happening there. Yes, you like to show, oh, I walked outside. That means Australia is real because look at this. There are buildings here and you can, oh, it seems real. Okay, I'm not disputing that you live somewhere. I'm not disputing that you can go outside somewhere. You don't seem to understand the facts. The facts are...
The facts say Australia is on the Earth map. Even astronauts go outside of the Earth and see it. They would know. Wouldn't they? And the thing is that he thinks that he's just so smart because he thinks that a big rock would be hidden by the government. What the hell? Sorry, I'm not allowed to curse because I don't want to. This guy curses, he's a bad YouTuber. But there's a big giant rock on Earth. Why is there not allowed to be a rock? Right? Let's just hear this guy.
You are in New Zealand. You think you're in Australia, but you are in...
New Zealand is a pretty small place. If I was in New Zealand, then I wouldn't be going to bloody Adventure Park in Melbourne. No, not in Melbourne. I was thinking of Luna Park. Adventure Park in Geelong. Huh, yeah, that's right. I think he's the delusional one. What? Oh my god, I'm not real. And this is New Zealand? Yeah! I'm pretty real and I've got all of the Australian genes. Not really, actually. I'm Welsh. But yeah. I'm pretty Australian. And this guy, he thinks he's just so cool with his Irish accent. And he's like so cool, right? Just so cool. I hate Australia. I'm so cool. Okay, let's keep going.
New Zealand, and you have been drugged and you have been brainwashed.
I've been jogged. I'm a dog. I'm everything with dog. I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I've been smuggled into a plane. Oh, I'm being drugged. Oh my god. Oh my god, where are we? Oh my god, this is Australia. Oh my god. And then I find out it's New Zealand. No. This guy's so stupid. Who does he think he is?
It is okay. I do not necessarily blame you for that. It is the fault of the New Zealand government. And that is who your anger and your hatred and your energy should be directed towards.
If I'm an actor, I deserve a fucking Oscar because I absolutely nailed being Australian.
If
I don't really sound Australian.
by nail being Australian, you mean you're delusional, you're drugged up, you're not very smart, you've got an annoying fucking accent, then
Look at him! Look at his ugly bloody accent! This guy's gonna get so roasted up if he ever sees this video. Oh my god. But, just like, look at this guy. It's like, can we see real life? Can we see real life? Some things we're not supposed to question, okay? Like, why is there apparently a imaginary rock on Earth which has all the unique animals on it? Some things we're not supposed to question. Okay, we're not supposed to question. We're just not. These things are just reality. We just gotta look up to reality and realize what is real and what isn't. And I think we both know what is real.
yeah, I guess you nail being Australian. It's not real. It is not real. Australia does not exist.
This guy sounds British, and honestly, I think he's just mad that he got stuck on that crappy old rock. We got this beautiful paradise. I think
Exactly.
salty, eh?
Why would I be mad that I didn't live there in this make-believe place? Let's just pretend that Australia is real. Just think for a second about what you're saying. You're trying to say it's a paradise? with all those disgusting, poisonous animals, the dangers, the heat.
It's actually, the heat isn't that bad, like. Death Valley, Indonesia, Sorry, I can't name any other hot places because I don't do my research. Anyway, like paradises, like Sydney, and like one of the great wonders of the world. You can't tell me that that's not a paradise. And you can't tell me that he's too ignorant to believe that this rock, or this wonderful rock, doesn't exist. You can't tell me that it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It doesn't. Does he hear himself? Does he hear himself? I'm serious. Like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? He's the delusional one. He's hated Australia for so long that he's decided, I'll just make up facts that aren't true. I'm going to become so famous because people will follow my ideas.
The accents of the locals, the location, it's the middle of nowhere, surrounded by half your population are alcoholics. You're a very racist and bigoted country. I mean,
who's talking? And do you think I'm chugging alcohol? And I'm obsessed with that heroin and that cocaine. Because I'm a drug addict and I'm an alcoholic. Like, am I though? I mean, I would never know because I wouldn't remember if I was an alcoholic. But this guy, he doesn't remember the time when he even went to Australia, if he ever did. But judging by the video that said, I went to Australia, it's not real, that he probably got caught up on drugs and alcohol to forget it. And he's the drug addict. He's the one who's smuggling the cocaine, and he's the one who's chugging the alcohol. Whiskey!
there are so many bad things about this place. If we're saying it's real, it's not real. But you think?
Well, I mean, there's so many bad places about the Irish country, and it's mostly you.
One thing to think it's real after being brainwashed and drugged. That's one thing, and I can completely understand that, and I'm trying to do my best to explain to people what happened. But it's an entirely different thing to actually then think that that place is somehow anything less than awful. That really makes you delusional. You're not
Doesn't
just
feel
drugged and
awful to me.
brainwashed, you are delusional
look, tomato sauce.
to your core.
I like how everything I've seen so far, no one's given literally any evidence. Nothing. They've just yelled at me and said it's fake.
I have given lots of evidence. I have made so many videos on this subject, I've done so many live streams on this subject, and I've given so many...
It was all a waste of time. Why does he try if the Australians aren't going to believe him?
Piece of evidence. I've even written entire chapters about it in this book, in my latest book, Medium Rare. I've written I've written so much about it, given so much evidence. But okay, no one's given me any evidence. Maybe if you're not looking for the evidence, that's why. You're ignoring hints of evidence. You're not looking for it. You just want to try and make fun of someone you think isn't very smart. Have you ever heard of anyone?
Because you're not very smart.
So many deadly animals and strange looking different things that are nowhere else in the world.
Africa has lions, it's got rhinos, it's got
Exactly.
hippos, it's got giraffes. Well, if you can't find them anywhere else, I guess that means Africa ain't being real. Just dismantling your argument. Oh, no, buddy.
My nearest zoo has lions. It has giraffes. So right away, wow, Scotland, we have lions. Africa has lions. So these things are other places. They just are. Kangaroos. There's no kangaroos in the zoo near me. But we're not even talking about animals like that. We're talking about, like, for example, these huge poisonous spiders the size of birds and stuff like that. You're talking a lot of nonsense.
But there's different types of frogs
really.
and snakes.
Yeah, I mean, you're just taking everything right out of context.
I went to Australia. It isn't real. This is part 2 of whatever the hell we just witnessed.
This is not part 2, dummy. There are more than 2 parts to this saga. So let me just explain to you how it goes. First up, there was Down with Australia. And at this point, I thought Australia was a real place. And when I made this video, I was very angry about Australia. I thought it was the worst place on earth. And then, Australia isn't real. Here's why. And that was part 2. That's when I realized Australia wasn't real. Then
I have 173k! Who will listen to this idiot talk besides me? But you guys. No. Don't get weird. Don't get weird, guys. Don't get weird. Don't get weird. What the signal,
yeah. It isn't real, and it was my story off that. We're still, I think you can maybe realize we've still not actually reached the first video you watched of mine. Part 4 was a podcast episode I did called The People versus Australia, where I debated a group of Australian girls. We had a conversation about whether or not the place existed. Part 5 was Australia does not exist, which was the first video you saw with me yelling at the camera. Part 6 is Boomerangs Don't Come Back, which is just me kind of singing along to a little song. It's a bit more of a joke. Part 7 is proof that boomerangs don't come back, and that's when I actually got a boomerang and threw it to prove that boomerangs don't actually come back. Part 8
oh yeah, that's what I'm always wondering about. Like, how do people like throw the boomerangs and it just comes back to you? Better question is, what if it comes back to you and goes like...
and how that proves that Australia isn't real. Part 9 was a You Now debate I did on someone else's channel, and we had another little conversation about it. Part 10...
Okay, debating on what he said earlier, Australia is not real. Australia is not real. Australia is real. It is real. Dummy. Yeah.
Was Australian flu is a hoax, because the Australian flu obviously was a hoax. Part 11 was another podcast episode, and it was The People versus Australia round 2, and it was basically a continuation, but with different people from Australia that I had a conversation with. And now we're here. There was maybe a couple of other streams here and there where I mentioned things, but those are the main parts. But now we are here. So what you said was most certainly not just part 2. I've given so much evidence across lots of videos. I have a playlist on my channel called Australia with all of these videos that I've made, and they're all there in order. But you clearly didn't do any research into my claims. You just looked at 1 or 2 videos, took out the parts that you thought you could nitpick at best, and said, look how ridiculous this guy is. He's not even giving me any evidence. I gave lots of evidence.
I'm watching this whole video, and I'm saying the evidence is trash. The evidence is trash. Like, there's nothing here that really proves it. All he's doing is falsely accusing.
There wasn't as much evidence in those videos. I mean, the I Went to Australia video, that wasn't supposed to be undoubtable proof. That was an anecdotal experience, and anecdotal evidence isn't really real evidence at all, is it? You just have to take my word for it. My other videos, I give lots of evidence, but those aren't the ones you watch for some reason.
As someone who has done the flight from America to Australia like 15 times, I wish I had substances in my body that made me imagine shit. This sounds like an option.
You know, I don't appreciate you making light of something as serious as people being drugged on the plane over to where they think they're going to Australia, but they're actually being drugged and sent into New Zealand. I mean, how insensitive are you to actually joke about something that serious? It's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. I have no words. Moving on.
No one gave me any evidence. This guy didn't even give pictures of the plane. No evidence. But let's believe him because he shouts at me. Actually, believe me because I'm shouting at you.
As I already said, I give lots of evidence. Lots of it. You just decided not to look at it for some reason. I don't know what that reason really is. Maybe you did look at it and you just decided to discredit it and to ignore it because you knew I was right. You were too scared to accept the truth. Or maybe you just didn't see it. Maybe you're not very smart. Maybe you didn't understand it or something. I don't know what your reason is.
I hope you enjoyed your class today. The homework is going to be, how do I not become like this guy? That's the homework today.
If you want to become like me, you can read my book, Medium Rare. Because why wouldn't you want to be like me? There has never been a better time to stop being you and to start trying to be more like me. And you can do that.
This guy's so selfish.
What
the hell? This guy's so selfish.
Please make sure to note down the fact that I
be like me. Stop being like you. Just be like me.
Debate, but he said no. He said no because obviously he is not confident enough in his own positions and his own self to have a conversation about this. He is quite happy to talk into the camera about it and make fun of people like myself, but he has no balls and he has no intentions of actually talking.
You have no balls.
If he did speak to me, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that I would have him come to heel very, very quickly. Liza Tebradovi, you are all welcome. Society.
Welcome. Okay, guys, we need to just start off with the basics. Okay, so I'm not like this guy's going to extremes, like the flat earthers. I don't mind them because they just have a different belief. But this guy is trying to get people sued, all because they believe in Australia. But I'm here, I can feel myself, I'm not a robot, this is not CGI, outside is not CGI, sorry but it's nighttime, can't go out there, so, you know, when you know, and you know it's not real. Not Australia, the facts, not the facts, what they're trying to prove, it's not real. Don't believe it. I mean, if you do believe it, you could always come down here and see me. Bye.